Hey, it's Kathy. A couple of years ago, I started making these intentional pieces featuring a word of the year. A word of the year is a word that you choose to help you focus on your goals. It's like a word to keep in mind to keep you on the path that you want to be on. I offered them as a limited art drop, and I did a whole collection of ornaments with the words that people had suggested. This year, I've been offering them as custom pieces orderable through my shop. I've been working on customs all week. I thought I'd take you along with me to show you how I make them and maybe to inspire you to make one for yourself. Let's just jump right in.
I start out with these birch wood slices that I get from an Etsy seller who sources them sustainably. They come pre-holed and pre-sanded. I still have to prep them. Sometimes the drilled holes have little bits of wood in them, so I don't always like sand the inside of the holes. Sometimes I do, but I like to at least get it so there's no little rough wood pieces in the holes. The bark can be very papery, so I just pull off the outermost paperiest pieces of bark on these, and that just gives them a good little prep. I just try and get off all the loose bits. Now I'm picking my palette. Today I'm working on 3 different Word of the Year customs, and each one has its own specific palette, although some of the colors cross over. I chose colors for all 3 of them, and now I'm just working on the first one. This one's going to feature a rainbow coloration similar to this one, but the colors are going to be more muted, so it's going to be a muted rainbow. I'm using Neocolor 2 Pastels by Caran. Though I'm doing 3 ornaments today, I'm not going to show you every step of each ornament, but it will all make sense in the end. After I've finished the backgrounds, I then take these outside and I spray varnish them to set the pastel so it doesn't move. I like to use Rustoleum 2X Satin Clear Spray. I put them in a shallow box, spray one side, wait an hour, and then I spray the other side and wait an hour until continuing. So here's our reference material. This is the brighter rainbow. So how am I doing on capturing a muted rainbow here? Let me know what you think. On to the lettering. So I did the initial writing out of the word off camera. I'm going over my initial lettering sketch with a thicker paint pen. And that gets the general letters down, and then I'm going to go into it in a more refined way with a brush and some white paint. This is the second ornament I'm working on. It's actually using the same reference material for the general design of the ornament, so I can show you this as well. I really like to get in on those little sharp corners of the letters to just refine things and make it look nicer. This brush I'm using is a nice fresh Princeton Select liner brush in size 10/0. For the paints I'm using golden titanium white fluid paint with a little bit of water to just thin it out just a little bit more. Still gives great opacity, but gives me the fluidity that I need here. For joy. This one I colored the background in off camera, and the reference material for this one is Gratitude. I'm just freehand emulating the same type of cursive lettering that I did for Gratitude on this one. I have tactile bubbly dots on the backs of all these ornaments. For this I'm using acrylic paint and a dotting tool. You can find dotting tools in nail art supply sections of beauty stores or art stores in the pottery section. The big pen looking thing that I was using is called an Ecoline applicator, and I think it's 20 gauge. And the paint I'm using here is golden fluid acrylic and titanium white. I'll put links to everything I'm using in the description. I didn't record the front bubbles of the promise or stay or even joy. I apologize, but basically what I do to get the rainbow effect here is I mix the color and then I dot them on. It's a bit of a slow process, so probably kind of boring to watch. It's a lot of paint mixing. I usually like to make the colors a little bit lighter than the gradient below it. On this one, the colors turned out to be closer to the color of the gradient below it for the bubbles. Instead of remixing the colors a little bit lighter and adding bubbles on top of the existing bubbles. I am instead dotting on Liquitex Pouring Medium over the bubbles to give them a glossy shine and also to give them the dimensionality that I'm looking for. I haven't ever done acrylic pouring paintings before, but I was in the art store a couple of months ago looking for some sort of medium or varnish that would give me some dimensionality, glossiness, good leveling, no brush strokes, something that would gloss really nice and bubbly as an alternative to Mod Podge Dimensional Magic or Ranger Glossy Accents. Both look great, but are a bit expensive for the size that you get. And I found this stuff and I haven't looked back. Just signing the backs here with an Uni Posca marker. Let me know if you want a video on how to refill these yourself. Now I'm making copper wire hooks for the ornaments. Let me know if you would like a complete video detailing everything I use in these and how I make them. I'd be happy to do that. I started making these about 4 years ago when I did an original ornament drop, and ever since then I've sort of perfected my technique. They're a really nice addition to a handmade ornament. They sort of elevate the whole package, and it's also nice that it's still artist made even though it's a different material and it's not painting. Anyway, let me know if you'd like a video on how to make these. I strung the ornaments and the beads and added the hooks off camera, but this is what they look like. So I offer them in different lengths. You can get 3 inches, 6 inches, 9 inches, up to 18 inches for the string. And then I offer whatever stones and beads I have available. And that changes, but I always try and have a good selection on hand to choose from at the time of order. And then they arrive with a certificate of realness. And I'm packing these ones up on camera for my customers. Thanks for watching me make these Word of the Year ornaments. If you have a Word of the Year, let me know what it is in the comments. I'd love to hear. I love to keep a good list going of Words of the Year to always bring something new to the table. And let me know if you'd like more videos like this. Have a great day. Bye.